If you have a course that sells well when you launch it live, and you've been wondering how to make it sell every day without you having to launch every time, this video is for you. I'm walking you through exactly how to set up ads to an evergreen funnel, step by step, updated for how Meta actually works right now in 2026. But fair warning, this is not a set and forget situation. And if someone told you it is, they're gonna cost you a lot of money. Let me show you how it actually works. Okay, so before we get into the steps, has this ever happened to you? You have a great launch. You make 10, 20, maybe 30 or 50 or $80,000. And you think, awesome, now I just need to put this on autopilot. I'll set up a landing page, turn on some ads, and the sales will keep coming in. So you do that. You set it all up, you turn on the ads, and then nothing. Or worse, you spend thousands of dollars and you don't make a single sale. And if you're sitting there going, what happened? It worked when we launched live. Why isn't it working now? If that's been your experience, honestly, I get it. And it's not because ads don't work. It's because there are a few steps between successful live launch and profitable evergreen funnel that are really easy to skip over. That's what this video is about. The steps in order. So you don't waste money figuring it out the hard, expensive way. So step number 1. And I know this isn't the sexy answer, but it's the honest one. You have to prove that your funnel works live before you try to turn it into evergreen. Think about it this way. When you launch live, you're there. You're energized. You're answering questions in real time. People can feel your presence and they see your passion. There's real urgency because the cart is actually closing. Now imagine someone watching a recording of that same webinar alone on a Tuesday night, probably whilst folding laundry. There's no live energy, no real-time Q&A, and no buzz in the chat. If your funnel barely converts when you're there live, bringing all that energy, it is definitely not going to convert better as a recording to a cold audience. So here's what I'd suggest. Run your launch live at least 2 or 3 or 5 or 15 times. Get the real numbers. What's your landing page converting at? How many people are showing up? What percentage of those people are buying? You want to see a return on ad spend of at least 3 to 1 in your live launches. No less than that. Because when you go evergreen with cold traffic, those numbers will naturally dip. You need that buffer built in. And if your live numbers aren't there yet, that's totally fine. It just means your next step is to improve the live version first. Fix the bucket, then we'll turn on the tap. If I had $1 for every time someone came to us in the agency asking us to scale an evergreen funnel they've never launched live, I'd be sipping pina coladas all day. Nowadays, I refuse to work with an evergreen funnel if that funnel doesn't have at least a month's data showing profitability from paid traffic. Few people make the cut because I hate taking people's money and then using it to pay for Zuckerberg's kids' college funds. Step number 2, and this is the one almost everyone skips. Before you ask Meta to go find you buyers, you need to warm up the algorithm first. Give it a chance to figure out who your people are. Because if you jump straight into running conversion ads to complete strangers and your ad account is new and has no history, that's like walking up to someone at a party and proposing marriage. No introduction, no conversation, just, will you buy my course? It doesn't work like that. So here's what to do instead. Run some engagement ads. Really simple, really cheap. $5 to $10 a day. Take your best performing organic content, a reel that did well, a podcast clip that resonated, post people love, and put a few dollars behind it. Now here's why this matters even more in 2026 than it used to. Meta has changed a lot. They've removed most of our manual targeting options. You can't micro-target the way we used to. Basically, in 2026, your creative is your targeting. Meta's system looks at who engages with your content and uses that to figure out who else might be interested. So when you run engagement ads, you're doing two things at once. You're getting your best content in front of new people, and you're training Meta's algorithm to understand exactly who your ideal audience is. That means when you move to step 3 and start running conversion ads to your webinar, Meta already has a head start. It knows who your people are, and your costs will be way lower because of the increased engagement on your account. $5 a day, your best content. Don't skip this step. Step number 3. Now we start driving people into your funnel. This is where you run conversion ads to get people to register for your webinar or your video series or your challenge or whatever your launch mechanism is. And I want to talk about two things here that have changed for 2026. First, creative. You might have heard this already, but Meta now automatically creates hundreds of variations of your ad. Different crops, different placements, different text combination, and it tests them all for you. So your job isn't to create one perfect ad anymore. Your job is to give the system a few really good creative inputs and let it do the testing. What works best? I call it the dream state approach. Instead of listing what your webinar is about, show the results your clients have when they're in the final dream state, when they have what they want. Show someone living the after. If you're a business coach, show someone working from a cafe, looking calm and happy. If you teach art, show a messy studio with a finished painting. Show the life they want. That's what stops the scroll. And keep your copy simple, like really simple. If a 10-year-old couldn't understand it, simplify it. Clarity beats cleverness every time. Second thing, tracking. This is boring, but it's important. In 2026, browser-based tracking on its own isn't reliable. The pixel ain't pixelin' anymore. You need something called Conversions API, or CAPI. You have to set it up. It sends data directly from your website to Meta, so your reporting is actually accurate. Without it, you're making decisions based on like a half-blind, half-dodgy pixel. And dodgy data can lead to dodgy decisions and dodgy money spending. I know the tech stuff feels really overwhelming, but it's more straightforward than it sounds. And it's a non-negotiable if you want your evergreen ads to be profitable. Step 4, and I want to be really straight with you about how this works in 2026 because it's changed. You might have heard people say retargeting is dead. It's not, but it does look different now. A few years ago, you'd build these really elaborate retargeting funnels with lots of layers and custom audiences and optimize everything for conversions. And that worked because Meta gave you a lot of control. In 2026, Meta's Advantage Plus system has taken over a lot of that. And for it to work properly, it needs about 50 conversions a week, which, let's be real, most course creators are not getting that in a retargeting audience. The pool is just too small. So here's what we do instead. And this is what's actually working right now in the accounts we manage. You still create your custom audiences. People who visited your sales page, people who watched your webinar, people on your email list. These are small warm-up groups of people who already know you. And you create content just for them. Testimonials, case studies, a short video busting the main objection that holds people back. The kind of stuff that gives someone that final nudge. But here's the trick. Instead of optimizing for purchases, you optimize for clicks or landing page views because the audience is small, but they're warm. Meta basically shows your ads to most of them anyway, and the creative does the selling. These people already trust you. They just need one more reason to say yes. Simple, not fancy, but it works. And it means you're not leaving money on the table from people who are genuinely interested, but just needed that one more nudge. Step 5, and this one never ends, which I know sounds exhausting, but honestly, it gets easier once you know what to look for. First thing, tag your paid traffic separately. Use a different landing page for your ads or add UTM tags so you can see in your email platform exactly which leads came from ads and which came from organic. This matters because paid leads behave differently. You need to know the difference. Second, don't freak out about daily numbers. Evergreen results are bumpy. You might have 0 sales one week and 10 the next. That's completely normal. Look at your data monthly. If your return on ad spend is sitting at 2 or 3 times or better over a month, you're in good shape. Don't make decisions based on one bad Tuesday. Third, and this is the big mindset shift, stop chasing cheap leads. I know it feels good when you see leads coming in at $1 or $2, but if those people never open your emails and never buy your course, they're not actually cheap, they're worthless. I would much rather pay $5 or $8 for a lead who actually engages, watches the webinar and buys, and then pay 70 cents for someone who forgets they even signed up. Okay, let's bring it together. 5 steps. 1, validate live first. Make sure your funnel converts before you try to automate it. 2, warm up the algorithm with cheap engagement ads. $5 a day, your best content. Train Meta to find your people. 3, drive registrations with dream state creative and simple copy. Get your tracking set up properly with Conversions API. 4, retarget your warm audiences with testimonials and objection-busting content. Small audience, optimize for clicks. Let the creative do the work. 5, track monthly. Tag paid leads separately and optimize for lead quality, not just volume. If you're thinking, okay, I want to do this, but I need someone to walk me through this, I have a program called Scale with Ads where we build this whole system together. I'll drop the link below if you want to check it out. But even if you're just in step 1, go and look at your live launch numbers and figure out your benchmarks. That alone puts you ahead of most people trying to run evergreen ads right now. If that was useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more stuff like this. I'm putting out a lot of content on growing and scaling your courses business. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.